Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video in this Beginner's Guide Zero to Hero series. We're going to be looking at mining and telling you everything you need to know in order to master this profession. Now we're currently at CRU L1 or Crew L1. If you remember at the end of the last video, we came over here in preparation. Now there are some things you're going to need to know to get started today. Firstly, we are kitted out. You don't need to be kitted out, but it's just good practice to be ready for anything. So we have our heavy armor on. The reason for our heavy armor is you will need a heavy backpack. The reason we want to take a heavy backpack is this has 150k USCU. That is very important for what we're doing. You need to have this backpack. So you must have a heavy backpack with the highest amount of capacity possible. A gun is optional, the med pen is optional, you will need a tractor beam. So at the very least you need a heavy backpack, which means you need heavy armor, and you need a tractor beam. Right, now that we've got that, let's look at where we left off. About 440,000 credits, so getting close to 500,000 credits, and if you remember, on the first video when we did our contracts, we started with the mercenary. We did the contractor evaluation, and we did some bunker runs in video 1. In video 2, we did some dogfighting, and we looked at some other mercenary missions. And now today, and then in video 3, sorry, we did hauling. We did hauling in video 3. And so now in video 4, this is part 4 now, we're going to do mining, and that's not a contract. It's not on the contract list. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing, the reason we're at the L1, and we can come to any L1 space station, but the reason we're here is because we are going to run around to the elevators. Remember, there's always going to be an easy hab, there's always going to be a medical clinic, and there's going to be an elevator. It's going to be this teal and orange color. So we're going to come to here. And if you remember back in Port Tresla, there was a cargo bay, but there's not now. Instead, we've got a refinery. So we're going to head to the refinery. Now, this is only available at the L1 service stations. So, no cargo deck, but we do have a refinery. When we come out, there's only one way out. We're going to walk out of this main door and to the right-hand side. And just take a moment to take this in. We are going to be going down here towards service. So, as we run straight forward, there's two things to notice here. There is downstairs, which is mining support, and there's upstairs. We will talk about mining processing another time. That is for another video. But for now, we want to go into mining support. And there are a couple of things we need to buy in this room. You can have a look, all the cool stuff you can get here. Things that will come apparent later. Lots of clothing and items and things you can buy and stuff you can do. But for now, we want to come to the equipment rentals terminal. Now you can buy yourself a Drake Cutlass Black, or you can rent one here if you don't have one. But what we want is the Grey Cat Rock. This is what we're looking for, the Grey Cat Rock. We're going to take this, we are going to rent it, and we're going to rent it for 1 day. It costs 2,500 credits. Not that much at all, really. Buy yourself your backpack, your heavy backpack, and everything else you need. I'd also recommend picking up a couple of these Cruise Lux drinks. So we can grab one of these if we want to, and then we can store it. So if you just press it once, you'll buy it, and then you'll store it, so you don't need to go across to the storage terminal, which is just outside here. So we've got our Cutlass Black that we're renting previously. We've now got our Grey Cat Rock. And what we're going to do now with our drinks and our armor and our backpack and our tractor beam is we're going to head to our hangar. Alright, so there are some must-have things for this. The backpack, the tractor beam, and you've got a 2 SCU container. We brought that over with us as well. So, 2 SCU container, backpack, and a tractor beam. Those are your must-have items. Now, we've set a spawn point in the medical clinic here. So we set our spawn point in case anything goes wrong. And now we get to head outside. I've actually just gone the wrong way. I apologise. It's round here. out to the security terminal. And the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to recall our ship. So we'll get the Cutlass Black. We'll head over to our hangar. Now, I do believe there's a bug with this, but we're going to check it out. We're going to test the bug to see if it's real. I believe there's a bug. I want to confirm it with you now. You may not experience this bug, which is why we're going to go through the process. Now, we don't actually want this Cutlass Black. What we actually want is the rock. Now, we're actually going to have to claim this rock. And so we're actually going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to claim this. It's going to take us 3 minutes and we'll get that. So we're just going to wait for that rock. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to store our Cutlass Black. Okay, that's going to go down. It's all good. Whilst we're waiting, we're going to pick up our SCU container. Now, we can't do it from here. So we're going to go over to the Freight Manager Terminal, which is over this side. Grab out our multi-tool with our tractor beam attachment. And we're going to call up our 2 SCU container. We drag it across. Oh, we can't drag it across at the moment. We need to lower the elevator first. So we'll do that. Once the elevator goes down, we'll bring the SCU container across and then we'll lift it back up. Perfect. That is empty. It says it's full, but it's not. It's actually empty. And we're going to wait for this rock, which we can now bring up. So let's go ahead and we'll retrieve this. That's now going to come up. This is up, which is good. Let's just check. I don't think there's anything in here. Nope, this is completely empty. Good. Perfect. All right, so let's take this outside. All right, so for now, we're just going to leave this here. Here's our rock. We should actually be able to pick this up. We should be able to pick this up. There we go. But it looks like it was kind of stuck there. Okay, so it looks like it's struggling there, but what we want to do is we actually want to pick this up. The hand tool struggles. If you have the max lift, much easier. Max lift is much easier, so you kind of want to take that with you if you can help it. But for now, turn it on the same way. We press the U key, we press the I key.
Systems activating.
What we're going to do right now is we're going to place this just in here. All right. Now, this is where I think we're going to experience the bug. Okay. Kind of should be all right there, just to chill. Okay, good. Now, what we're going to do is call up the Cutlass Black. Now, this depends on the bug or not. What should happen right now is this should stay here, and we should be able to call up our Cutlass Black. What sometimes happens, unfortunately, what sometimes happens is this will disappear. It's a bug in the current patch, and I'm not sure if it's going to happen. But when this door closes, that will disappear. Think we're okay. You know what? Think we're alright. Looks like it stayed. So, that bug that we had before doesn't seem to be working right now. So, this is good. If that does happen, you can go down to the planetary surface and you can actually pick up one of these. For now, I think we're good. So, now we've got this. We actually want to bring this back here and put it into the ship. So, still there, that's good. Sometimes it disappears. If it disappears, you'll actually just need to go down to the planet's surface and do it that way. Alright, 2 things we need to do. The first thing we need to do is pick up this box. We need to put this box on our ship. Step 1. So we'll put it in there, but we actually want to put it... kind of up here. Okay, I don't actually know where that's going. Come back, please. Okay. Did it go in here? Okay. That could be very unfortunate if we've just lost our box. No, our box is down here. Okay. Okay. Welcome to Star Citizen. Sometimes things go wrong and we just deal with them as and when we can. So, okay. Okay. Let's see if we can do that again, but without breaking it. What we're trying to do is put that along the back there. Okay, perfect. So, as far over as we can get it, in that corner there is great for now. What we're going to do now is jump into our rock. This is a ground vehicle. And we can just drive it in normally. It's all good. Just carefully when you go up. We're going to get it inside. It will fit inside the Cutlass Black quite nicely. Alright, what we want to do is leave ourselves a little bit of room at the front, but we've got some space at the back there. All good. And then what we're going to do is just get out. So this is what we're kind of looking for at the moment, is we've got our SCU container, we've got our rock, we're good to go. Alright, so let's head into our seat. Once in our seat, we're going to use our hotkey to close our doors, which we've set up. Now our doors are closed. Open up the hangar door. We can make sure that we turn everything on. Landing gear up. Shields offline. We're good to go. Alright, so in terms of location, we are going to head to a place called Daymar. So the reason we went to Crew L1 is because we are close to the Crusader system. If we go to the Crusader system, we are looking for a planet called Daymar. Daymar is what we're looking for. Once there, we're just going to set ourselves a spawn point. We're going to head to Daymar. Okay. So heading outside in our ship. First thing we need to do is head over to Crusader. Once we get here, we're going to head to the moon Daymar. Okay. Now that we're here, we'll just wait for this to cool off and it will respawn or recalibrate, sorry. Now we can head over to Daymar. Once you get to Daymar, you're going to do one of two things. If you have not managed to pick up your rock, you are going to go and land. The place that you will want to land is this place here. It's called the Shubin Mining Facility, SCD-1. This is also where we're going to sell the resources that we get. So Shubin Mining Facility, SCD-1, we're going to go there at some point. But for now, we're actually looking for the OM markers. And if you look around the planet, you can see all of these OM markers. We are looking for OM1. Orbital marker 1 is always going to be in the daylight. Once we're here in the daylight, we're just going to fly straight down. Now, you can rotate around and look around, and it doesn't really matter, but you can see like this mountain range area. It's this kind of scuffed texture. So this kind of scuffed texture that you can see here, this is kind of like a raised mounting area. And this is where we're going to head for. So we're going to head over this side here. And we're just going to fly straight down. Now we're going to black out because of the G-force, and that's fine. But we're traveling at full speed at the moment. And we are just heading down. It's going to take a minute or two to get down there, but I recommend this. One, because you're in daylight and it's easier. And two, no one should bother you. No one should come down here and find you. You do not want to be disturbed. This is a process that takes a lot of time. And if you're doing this, the last thing you want is for someone to be able to locate you, find you, and kill you, and steal all of your gear. So, you really want to make sure when you're doing this, that you're doing it in a way that is inconspicuous, okay? There's no reason anyone should come down here because we're away from everything. There's no points of interest. There's no reason for anyone to come here. So we're out of the way. So this minute or two that it takes us to get down to the surface is worth it, knowing that we're going to be a little bit safer than if we were going to a point of interest where anyone could just quantum travel to. Okay. Now, with that being said, as we get closer, Daymar is a very different planet to Microtech. And the atmosphere is very different. If you are not careful, you will fly directly into the planet's surface. So you have to slow down well in advance so that you don't crash. The atmosphere and the gravity here is different. Please remember that. You've taken a lot of effort to get here with your rock and your gear and your container. And what you don't want to do is waste all of that by just face palming into the planet's surface. Okay, so we are looking for a resource right now called Hadanite. There's many different resources here, but Hadanite is the one we are currently after because that is worth the most. So you can press tab and see how far we are away from the ground, and you'll be able to use your skills. But we're gonna, as we get pretty closer now, as you can see, we're getting closer. We're gonna press M. Oh, hold down B, sorry, that's going to slow us down. Alright, and then we're going to come back. So, you can see now, Brio's breaker yard is over there. We're not going to go in that direction. Okay, I'm just over here. We're looking for this kind of mountain range, this bobbly area. And we're going to press the tab key. And as you can see, there are two areas now that are showing up as unknown. The first thing we're going to do is head towards these. Okay, we're going to go into scan mode. In scan mode, we can ping, and we're looking for the heat source. So, here we go. Here's an unknown. This is obsidian deposits. We're not after obsidian. That is not what we're looking for. So, we're going to keep going. There's something over here. We're going to keep looking and seeing what this is. So, we've pinged over here. Going to keep looking. See what we can find. Over there's some more obsidian deposit. That's not what we're looking for. Okay, we're going to keep going. Okay. Now, the gems that we're after, they will spawn. Oh, there we go. That is actually one of them, but this is not what we're looking for. So this is Aphorite. Aphorite is one type of gem. We can see it there. That is what we're... That's exactly what we're looking for. Exactly that. But not that. We are looking for Hadanite. So, what we're looking for is multiples of 620. So 6,200 would be ideal. And anything in multiples of that, that is what we're looking for. So this is 7,280. So we're going to keep pressing that ping. We're going to look and see what we can find. Alright, there's something up here. There's another one in the distance as well. Alright, that's not the right one. So we can see that's not it. There's something over here. That's 10,800. 8 kilometers away, though. We're going to just fly over here and have a look. Okay, still pinging. Keep pinging. We're looking. The pinging, this is the hard part of what we're doing. It's the most time-consuming part, is looking around. Making sure you don't fly into the surface, obviously, because that's not good for anyone. Okay. We found some here. That's Atissimate. That's not what we're looking for. Again, not the thing we're after. So we're going to keep looking. Keeping as close as we can at the moment to these mounting areas. We are looking for Hadanite. 1,950 there. 8,000 there. Okay. This one could be good. Potentially. Let's have a look. No, that's Iniguus deposit. That's not what we're looking for. Again, there's lots of stuff here. Got to make sure we're getting the right stuff that's right for us. So, 14,530. There's a lot here. There's a lot here, but is it what we need? Oh, there's quite a lot of stuff out here. Let's keep going. Obsidian deposit. Not what we're looking for. Alright, what's this one? This is a 620, so this is actually going to be what we want, but it's not going to be enough. So, that's just one little node on its own. It is Hadanite. It is Hadanite, but it's just one little node. One 620. So that's actually what we want. But do we want to land just for one of these? Not really. One's not ideal. Okay. So if we know we want 620, then I mean 6,200. If it's not 6,200, it's going to be 12,400. And then multiples thereafter. No, that's the wrong one again. Going to keep looking. Going to keep searching. We will find something. If you have no luck, you can fly back up to the surface. You can find somewhere else. But the idea is you're going to just keep doing this. I think we'll go for this one. I don't think we've done this one yet. Again, making sure we don't fly too fast. You can notice right now, even though we're close to the surface, we're able to get quite a lot of meters per second up at the moment. And that can really affect your stop time. So you have to be quite good at flying to be able to do this. Lots of practice. Alright, one here. This is 14.3. So let's have a look and see what this is. Okay, this is... It's unknown. What's that? Dulvine. So Dulvine is another one. So we've got Aspirite, we've got Dulvine. This is another one. This is ideal, only it's not Hadanite. The only problem with that is it is not Hadanite. This is the 620, which is I think what we did before. This is the one that's on its own. So again, this is just going to be one node on its own, which I think was the Hadanite one. Yeah, it is. It's up there. So we don't want that one. We've already checked that one out. We know what that is. Obsidian over there. Again, not what we want. You want the high numbers. You want the high numbers because that means there's more rocks. That's not the right one. 1,100 could be good. Could be good if it was a multiple of 620. Which we know it's not. Because it wouldn't be a 10. So that one's something different altogether. So... Again, 30. So we actually know we don't need to go over there because it's a 30. We know it's not right. So now, I wanted to get you to see the different things that you can get here so you understand them. 790, no. 1230, no. Oh, this one, 9,100, could be potentially. Potentially. So let's go and have a look at this one. Because you want even numbers, right? Nope, that's quartzine, so that's not the right one. What's this one over here? No, that's 1950. We know that's not going to be it. Alright, so we're just going to head in this general direction. Get a little bit of distance between where we are. There is a compass we can see built into our display, so we can move in that particular direction. Look for another patch. We're just going to head for the moon in this instance. Alright, there's another one here. Oh, this could be good. 10,740 was a really good. If it's Hadanite, this would be incredible. We're blacking out a little bit. We need to be careful. All right, we're hopeful. Something up here. We don't know what it is. It's obsidian deposit. It's not what we wanted, sadly. Not what we wanted. Another one over here. Another one over there. That's a big one over there. 15,000. We'll go and check that one out. Kind of just curious what this one over here is. Again, this one's at 1950, so this isn't right, but we'll check it out anyway. Yeah, that's another igneous deposit. All right, this one's good. 15,600 is good. Let's see. What is it? Again, lots and lots of time spent searching at the moment. It's very rewarding when you find something. You might find it quickly. Might take you ages. All right, that's not right. That's not right. Very sad. Another one over here. 7,800. Could be good. Okay. It's a decent size. 7,000 is a good cluster. We just don't know what it is. Looks too big to me. Yep, it is too big. Sadly, not what we're looking for. Another one over here. We'll keep going in this direction. All right, 3,100. Hadnite. There we go. We found a little bit of Hadnite. It's not a huge amount, but we are going to grab it. So, now that we've found some, this is exactly what we're looking for. We're going to land our ship, first and foremost. Once we land the ship, we're going to open up the back doors. So, make sure those back doors get opened. And we're going to make sure that ramp is on the ground, which it is. Perfect. And turn the engines off, and then off we get. So, all right. We're here. Let's do this. First thing we need to do, get out of our ship and jump into our rock. Okay. Now we can leave the box in the ship. We don't need the box. That's fine. The box is okay. What we need to do is jump, or drive, should I say, out. So we're going to back this out. Alright, now you can see it because of the colour here of the rocks. That is kind of purple material. So first thing we need to do now we're in our rock is we need to press the M key. That is going to bring out this laser. Once we've got the laser out, we are going to look at the left side here, which is the laser range. This is the laser range. Capacity, the laser range. We want optimal. So how far away are we? If we move further back. Alright, we want to get to the optimal range, which is around 15, which is here. Once we're here, left click the mouse, and we will start to fracture. Now, on the right side, you can see here, we're at 0% laze. We need to use the middle mouse wheel to turn this to 100% and watch this line go up. This is what we're doing now. So, I'm going to middle mouse wheel up so that the laser is at 100%, and you can see that green bar is starting to tick up. That green bar is ticking up until it is in that green range. Now it's in this green range, I need to bring the power down to hold it in this green range. And now you can see that bar, that section is filling up. Do not overcharge it. If you overcharge it, it will blow up. It could release an EMP. You could cause all sorts of trouble. Keep it in that optimal range and it will fracture. Once it's fractured, there's all the Hadnite that's dropped. Now we right click to turn to extraction mode. And now look, we can pick up all of this Hadnite. And you can see that going into our CSCU. A little bit over here. A bit down there. There's a bit up there as well. I don't know if I'm going to get that bit. Maybe, but just not that easy. Okay. Okay.
Fracturing mode on.
So the idea now is we're going to keep doing this until we've picked up all of this Hadanite. So this goes up to 100%. Now there's different versions of this. You can do this with the multi-tool. There is a mining attachment, an orbit mining attachment, and you can do the same thing on small rocks. You wouldn't be able to do it on these rocks. These rocks are too big. But on small rocks in caves, inside caves, you can use the hand mining tool. It is the exact same process. Exact same process. You first fracture by turning up the power, holding it in the green area, waiting, and then you can either pick up manually, you can walk out and pick up, or you can use the extractor to pick it all up. This is 51% Hadanite and 48% inert materials. Not the best composition. See it on the right-hand side. But there we go. Press tab and we can see it all. And go and do extraction exactly the same as before. Press tab if we need to. We can see all of that Hadanite. Pick it all up. This is the value of what we're doing, which is why you want to get more clusters. The reason we didn't stop for that one single cluster is it's a lot to get out, pick it all up. You want to try and get around 10 clusters if you can. So 6,200 or multiples off. You can get a cluster of 20, even better. So 6,200 if you can. If not, 12,400. If you see a 12,400 signature range, ideal. If it's Hadanite, you've hit the jackpot. So, we're just going to keep going for now. So we're already about 30 minutes into this, and we've just found our first cluster. We're currently picking these up. We'll go and find one more cluster after this. There's different planets. Obviously on Daymar, it's like a 50-50 whether you find any Hadanite. Aberdeen, much more likely to find Hadanite on Aberdeen, but you need a Pembroke suit. You need a special heat suit because of the planet's temperature. You'll die on the surface. And they don't have those suits available at the moment that I'm aware of. And then there's actually a couple of places in Pyro as well, but we're not going over there at the moment. So, for this game loop, this is just an introduction to mining. Now, you can do this completely on your own. You don't need contracts. You don't need anything else. If you've got the ship, you can just come out here, chill out, relax, spend your day just mining this. And it's just pure profit at this stage. Couple more bits there. All right. So we've got 2 more to break. Currently at 8.5 CSCU. So we'll talk about that in a minute. This one's 82% Hadanite, which is nice. Turn that laze up to 100%. And this is it. This is rock mining. So the process so far is quite straightforward. Okay. Just turn this down a little bit. Make sure that that's coming through okay. Once it's in the green, it does start to pick up a little bit more. Okay.
Extraction mode on.
Here we go. We just remove all of this. There's a piece that sometimes they fly away. There's one piece actually over here. Sometimes they do get away, but that's okay. We can always move over and pick them up in a minute if we need to. We'll get this one. Perfect. Last one now. So, from this, we picked up somewhere in the region of about 12 CSCU. Not bad. We can keep going. It takes normally about an hour to fill up a rock on average. It depends. It's a bit hit and miss. Depends if you get lucky or not. But overall, it takes around about an hour. Also improves your flying skills close to planet, which is a good skill to have. And it's just a different game loop. You can go from hand mining in caves to rock mining, what we're doing now, to asteroid mining, or even planetary mining. We can bring a ship down. If we bring a ship down, we can actually mine much bigger boulders and bigger rocks. At the moment, we're just focusing on this as a starting point. Now, we can do this with Hadanite, Dolomite, or Apurite. We can do all three of those, but Hadanite is the most valuable, which is why it's the only one we're focusing on. Alright, and that's it. We're done. So we're just going to pick all of this up. All of these little individual pieces here. Okay, so just need to bring this laser over it. We'll pick them up. Sometimes if it's not line of sight, it will struggle. Okay, one last piece. I don't think... Yeah, we go. We got it. So, all good. Just going to press tab just to have a little look around. I think we've got... Oh, there's some more stuff over there. We're going to have a look at those. Look, you see there's a couple of pieces here which actually ended up under the ship. So you could try and pick these up if you wanted to. To be honest, I'm not actually that bothered about the... I'm not bothered about two little pieces. That's absolutely fine. So let's head back. We'll put this into the ship here. So we're going to just try and turn this round. Press M to put this away. We'll put that mining laser away. Okay. What we're going to try and do now is bring this in. Alright, so it's in pretty close. We'll jump out. Okay, now this is why we needed the backpack. If we click on this button at the back here, we can open up this access port, right? So open up the door. We can open up the storage. Okay, inside here we have 145 of these. Okay, so one run has done us 145. That is 145, by the way, enough to fill up. So 150 of these fills up a backpack. 150 of these fills up a backpack. So one run, which is about 145 pieces, fills up a backpack, which is 150 pieces. Yeah? Perfect. So we understand that. So we have to take that out of there and put it in our backpack so that we can come along here and then swap that from our backpack to our container. We're 8% on our container now. So now you understand what we're doing and how we do this. This is why we need the backpack. This is why we need the container. And this is why we need the multi-tool. We also need the rock, obviously. We need to be able to open the back of the rock, take out the gems, put them in our backpack, which we can only do 150 at a time, and then transfer them across. Then we take off. Everything's shut up. We look around, and we're going to see that's a 620 over there. We're not going to go over there because we know that's just one. So we're not going to waste our time with that one. I think we've already been over here. This is just going to be one as well, I think. Yeah, it's just the one Hadanite there. We're not going to bother with that. Right, we're going to go over this way. We're going to keep heading this direction. See what else we can find. Now, normally if you found some Hadanite, chances are you might find some more. So we'll just have a quick look in both directions. Put our landing gear up, and away we go. Something over here. This is a 9,000. This one could be good. Just going to keep pinging, see if anything else shows up on a radar so we know what we're looking for. That's the key. Okay. Let's have a look and see what this is. Hopefully this can be a little bit more Hadnite for us. Just need to get over this breach so we can see. Don't think it is. It's too big. You can see that those rocks are really big rocks. It's not going to be Hadnite. No, Ankhamate. This is going to need a ship to break through that. We don't have one, so let's go this way. 13,650. We know this isn't what we want, but we're going to head this direction anyway. And we'll just ping around and see if there's anything else over here. This could be 2 rather than 1, so we're going to check. So we've got 1 here first. Too big. Don't know what it is, but it is too big. It's not going to be what we're looking for. No, that's the engine. Okay, good to know though. But there is another one over here. Again, 1790. So we know that's not what we're looking for, but we'll boost and then we'll stop because we'll coast the rest of the way. Okay, that one's too big. Obsidian deposit. Okay, we're going to head this way. Just looking for some more. There's some there. That was a bit short notice, though. We will head back. See what that is. There's some up there, look, as well. Put that boost on. Okay, that is a 4340. That could be good. Something here. It's looking good. It's Hadnite. It's what we want. That's exactly what we're after. Let's get that landing gear down. There we go. You can see those gems down there. That's perfect. That's going to be exactly what we want. So, let's just land our ship. Back door open. I think what we're going to do is just move forward a little bit there like that. Now, we're not actually on the floor properly here, so we're a bit rocky. I'm actually going to move because this sand dune is a little bit uneven. Not too keen about it. In fact, I'm going to put us down on this little flat bit right here, just where I feel a little bit safer. Problem now is that you can see there's a lip, right? I'm not quite on the ground, so not the best surface to be on. Try this bit. Just making sure we've got good feet on the ground. That looks a lot better, more comfortable there. Good. All right. We're just going to rinse and repeat now. So we're just going to do one more, just so you've seen how it works. You can stay out and do as much as you want here. There's actually a bit in my seat there. I'm sitting on a piece. Oh, press I to turn it on. I'm making sure we don't flip it over. One of the reasons we take our tractor beam with us is in case we have a problem. Now we're actually going to come up here. This is not the best surface to be on, but we're gonna work with what we got. Sandy dunes. Do you know what? It's all good. Press M.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
Get into that optimal state. Exactly as we did before, we're going to do the same thing again. So we'll grab these. Once we've got these, we'll go and sell this. Make some money. You can stay out here as long as you want. If you enjoy this game loop, this is quite a profitable way for you to make some half decent money. The challenge is finding the Hadanite. Being able to find it effectively and efficiently is what is going to cost you most of your time here. So this looks like 2, 4, that's 6 rocks by the looks of it here. This one's quite slow actually. Even though we're in optimal range, we're at 100%. Just really slow to get this one going. Now some of the bigger rocks, if you get some really big rocks, you can't actually crack them on your own. If you've got some rocks that need ships, some ships have multiple mining lasers. If you've got a ship that's got 2 or 3 mining lasers, you've got 2 or 3 ships, you've got 9 lasers, plus you've got explosive charges. There's quite a lot of skill to this. Right, this all seems to be flying down there. We'll pick all that up afterwards. I want to get these little bits, because if I hit the fracture mode on these little bits, we'll actually lose them.
Fracturing mode on.
I think we can just sit here and fracture all of these to start with. This one's only a 0.58. It's all Hadanite nearly, but it's just 0.58, so it's going to go quick. Just got to make sure we don't overcharge this. If we overcharge too much, you could end up sending an EMP pulse out and destroying your rover. So please bear... or not your rover, sorry, your rock. Please bear in mind, you can destroy your ship, or even just brick your ship. If this was too close to the Cutlass, it could send out an EMP, it could brick the ship. Alright, this is 0.8. The composition of this not as good. Still should go through quite easily. Hadanite's obviously harder to break through, so if it's 100% Hadanite with a higher mass, good composition with a high mass is harder to break through. Rightly so. I'm going to bring that laze down now because we're in that green zone. Want to hold it in there. All good. So we can see all of that. I'll grab this one. Shouldn't take too long. Then 3 more to go after this. Hadanite's all still there, which is good. If you find your FPS or your screen is struggling, then just pick up the Hadanite. Just too many entities in one place can be a bit of an issue. We'll actually pick up after this one. Oh, good.
Extraction mode on.
Alright, we're going to go into our extraction mode, pick all of this up. Even the little bits that have kind of got away. Grab those as well. Okay, loads and loads of bits here as well. Try and pick some of that up if we can. All right, all good. We've got most of it there. A little bit up there. I don't think we're going to get that bit. There's also loads of it down here. We can't quite reach all of that at the moment.
Fracturing mode on.
So let's just fracture these last 3 bits. And then we'll pick the rest of them all up together. Alright, we're in that optimal range. Just slow this right down. Perfect. Let's do the next one.
Extraction mode on.
Oh, we're on extraction mode, sorry. We want to be on fracture. So as you can see, it's a bit of a slow process. Some might say this is boring. Others might really enjoy the peacefulness. The fact you can come out onto a planet and mine resources also makes this valuable. The way that this game is being designed and this economy is being built is that the jobs like this are important because we're going to need materials like this for crafting, for construction, and somebody's going to have to collect it. And so if you're willing to do this and other people don't want to, then they're going to pay you well for it. It's going to be a economy of supply and demand. And so for you to come out here and grab these materials, even though it might be boring, if you're getting paid well, you might be more than happy to do it. All right, the last one here. Let's just grab this. This one shouldn't take too long at all. We'll collect all this stuff up. We'll put it in a box and we'll head back and we'll sell it. We're pretty much on the hour mark. I think by the time we finished everything, it will be on the hour mark. Obviously, we didn't quite manage to fill up the rock, but yeah. Maybe 25% we got. Maybe a bit more. Maybe about 30, 35%. Alright.
Extraction mode on.
Alright, time to pick all of this up. So, pick up the bits that we can see. It should be pretty easy. I wouldn't spend too long. If you're not picking it up or it's not collecting it for whatever reason, then just move yourself, get a bit closer. See if we can get it that way. If you can't, don't lose too much time on it. Okay. Loads of it down here, as you can see. Remember, each of these individual pieces, we can hold up to 150 of these in our backpack. So that's going to be 15 CSCU. So we've nearly got a second backpack here.
Fracturing mode on. Extraction mode on.
There is a piece over there. I don't think we're going to get that piece. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, checking over here. Another piece there. There is some over there. I am not going all the way over there to get that. Honestly, I don't care that much about it.
Fracturing mode on.
Let's get back on our ship. Put that away. Again, trying to do this in a very careful way. Now, if you're done at this point and you don't want the rock anymore, you could simply just leave it here. You don't have to take it with you. You could just reclaim it later if you want to. It really depends. For us, for the purpose of this, I can just reclaim it. If you don't want to do that, or if you want to take it with you so you've got it and you want to store it, it's also something you can do. but it can be a bit of a challenge sometimes to get in. Which is why it's good to have that max lift tractor beam. The max lift tractor beam can be really helpful getting stuff in and out if you need to. Moving stuff around, especially when you're in a place like this. Getting across the back there sometimes can be a bit difficult. You might have to jump across. Alright. Open up that storage. 141 that time. So, just shy of 300 in total. Let's just have a check. Alright, 286 we got. So out of a possible 800, we're at 286. So, there we go. Approximately a third. Approximately a third. Alright. Let's have a look at the map. Coming into Daymar. We are looking for... That's a good question. I don't know what we're looking for. Shubin, if we can find it. We've Jumptown. Winding Rock. There we are. Shubin mining facility. There it is. That's where we're heading for. So, let's take off. We're going to have to head up because we're in atmosphere at the moment. We've shut our doors because worst thing what you don't want to do is a rock to fall out the back, and that has happened before, so you've got to be careful with that. Right, we're online. We didn't even need to go that high. And there we are, Shubin Mining Facility. That's where we're going to head to. We don't need to go that far. Bearing in mind, this is where the pirates might be. If they're going to get you, this is where they're going to get you. Okay. Now, this would be the place you would come to claim your rock. If you weren't able to do it on the planet side, if there was a problem, you would come down here. And this is where this is how we used to have to do it. This is how you would claim your rock. So, as you're approaching, remember, you're going to be flying in really quickly. All right, we're doing like 1,000 meters a second. Don't crash. Don't crash into the planet. Look at the speed that we're coming in at the moment. Hurtling in very fast. So, pressing B. Slowing ourselves down. Alright, making sure we're still a kilometre up above the ground, which is fine, but we're just not coming in at a stupid speed where we just crash. Too many times I've seen people just crash because they don't slow down quick enough. Just slow yourself down, come in nice and easy, there's no rush. And we're looking for... I'm just going to show you this. Alright, so as we approach, you'll see there are 2 landing pads here. These landing pads, this building that you see, if I just come down a little bit here, this building here inside is a terminal. If you go in here, you can call your rock onto one of these 2 pads. These are landing pads for buildings, right? What we're going to do right now is we're going to come onto the hangar here. And knowing how we've placed it, we're actually going to come around this way. Because what we want to do is we want to put this down. So, we're going to come down here like so. Making sure there's no one around. And we're going to place this here like so. Perfect. Now, we are in an armistice zone, so we're safe. No one can shoot us. What we want to do... Let's open up this door and put this container in there. There we go, it's locked on. Press to open, storage. Done. It's down. Okay, that's all we needed to do. Now, Now it's down. We're going to have to run into one of the buildings, okay? So the building we can run into has to be with the orange. So you can see the one that's got the orange here. This orange one is what we're looking for. This orange marker here. This one's actually blue. You can't see it, but that one's blue. This one's an orange marker. This orange light. This is what we're aiming for. We come inside. We have to cycle. And inside you will find this commodities terminal. Alright, we click on the commodities terminal. We select our location, which is going to be the facility. And we're looking for... Hananite. Now, I'm pretty sure we can sell this. However, for some reason, it's not showing up. Now, normally what would happen is it would show up here. Hold on a minute. I think the reason may be that I forgot to take it out of its box. Let me go and check. Hold on. By the way, the reason I jumped out the side is no one can jump into that. Look at this, by the way. Look at the... We talk about the gravity on this planet. You can see already the difference it makes when you're jumping. Have to bear this in mind. Right, hold on. Let's raise this. So we're going to disconnect this from the SCU, see if that makes a difference. I thought it should have still shown up. Because it's in the SCU, it might not work. So hold on. We're going to transfer each individual piece. Is going to come up on the elevator. This would be the worst time to die right now. That's going to come up. The elevator's going to come up. When it does, we're just going to send it back down again. What we're doing is detaching these. There you go. Look how many pieces are there, right? Hold on. All those individual pieces, right? We're going to lower the elevator. It's going to go back down. Let's go and check that again. We should be able to sell that now. I mean, we should have been able to before. Just quickly check. Clicking on this. Selecting our location. Location is the mining facility. There, it's there now. Okay, so now it's showing up. So yeah, it wasn't working before because it was inside the container. So you have to disconnect it from the container. Sorry, that's my bad. We have 250 units. 0.25 SCU. So, all right. 1,000 units would be 1 SCU. We have this much. If we were to sell all of this, we'd get 100,000. So, we have just made somewhere in the region of about 100,000 in an hour. Not the most amount of money, right? Not the most amount of money, but it is still 100,000 profit, 109,000 total. So, if you want to make 100k an hour, you want to sit there chilling out mining. Obviously, a lot of it was getting out and doing everything we needed to do to get out. Waiting manual delivery to the freight elevator. Well, we've done that already, so that's done. So there we go. There's a little bit more there as well. We've got a few more. And sell those as well. Done. All right, 550,000 we're on. So, done. What we can also do now, by the way, what we can also do is have a look if there's anything to buy here. Is there anything worth buying? Now, it could be there's some gold in stock here. We have to figure out, is this worth buying? And if so, we did the 8 SCUs of this. Is it worth buying gold and taking it somewhere else and selling it? So this is where we can now get into another game loop. And this game loop is going to be cargo hauling. Now, the way that you would do cargo hauling, the way that I would recommend, is first go into the website uexcorp.space. uexcorp.space. Now, we talked about this website before. We're just going to have a quick look at it. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to look at trading. So we're going to go to the trade center. We're going to first type in the vehicle that we've got. So in this instance, if we want to, we can add a vehicle. So to do that, we go across to vehicles. We can look at my fleet. And in here, we can type in Cutlass. Now, we're only renting this. The Cutlass Black, right? But it's not. Sorry. Cutlass Black. We'll just call it rental. We're going to add it to the fleet. Now we can come across to trading. Choose our vehicle, which is our rental. Choose our location, which we know is the SCD, sorry, SC. There we go. Sugar mining facility. And we can see what we can buy. So we're looking at what we can buy and what we can sell from here. Right, we can buy gold. And we can look at where we can sell it from. And so what we're looking for is if we were to buy gold, how much would we buy? And how much is it worth? So we can start to figure out if stuff's worth it or not. Not only that, but this is showing us a history of all of the stuff that we've bought and sold. So we can start to figure out if stuff's actually profitable or not. We can have a look at different routes. We can have a look at different things. And we can see if it works out or not. So let's just say, for example, looking at commodities, if we were to look at gold, which is here, what is the average buy and sell price of gold? Well, the average buy price is going to be, for 1 unit, around 4,900. Okay? And the average sell price is 6,100. So from this, we can tell if we were going to buy, where should we be buying it from and what's the price? Well, we can see that the average price, if we were just to buy 1 SCU, and we can't buy 1, we can only buy 2 at the moment. But 1 SCU is about 5 point something, right? So on average, 5291 it says. 5291 if we were to buy it from here. So okay, that's not the best price of gold. But we need to know what we can sell it for. So the idea here, by looking at these trades and the trading routes, is we want to try and figure out, well, what should we buy? So if we look at what vehicle we're in. So we're in a Cutlass Black. Yep. How much do we want to invest? Well, we've got about 500,000. Okay. Where are we starting? Well, we're actually going to start near Daymar. So let's just say Crusader. Right, what are we looking for? What are we getting? Where can we go? So if we're looking at the terminal that we're going to start from, we know this is going to be the... If we look at the facility that we're at, so we know currently we are in SCD, right? So we type in here SCD, Shubin Mining Facility. Now we can start to see what to do, right? So if we buy gold from here, what we're going to invest in it and where we're going to sell it, right? And look at the profit we're going to make. And we're going to head back that way anyway. So it's a bit of a risk. We're making a bit of profit on it. So we'd have to go to the TDD to sell this. All right, but this is another game loop. Now, I'm not going to do this, but I want you to see this to understand it, because this is part of the hauling contract. Now, the other thing as well is there anything to buy? Is there anything to pick up here? Let's go and have a look in our contracts. Have a look at hauling. Is there anything to be picked up from here? Crew L1, etc., etc. Is there anything we should pick up from where we currently are? Which is going to be on... And I don't think there is, because a lot of this is out in orbit. But you never know. It's always worth checking. And if we can't buy anything from here or pick anything up, and I don't think there is anything, but it's always worth checking. No, okay. Then do we want to buy anything from here and sell it? And if we do, is it going to be worth any money? So just looking through this list here of all of the hauling contracts, don't quite think there's anything worth picking up. Nope, there's not. Okay. So, do we want to buy some gold? The problem is what we're going to have to, if we bought this, how much are we going to have to invest? And then we're going to have to go and sell it. Is it going to be worth it? This is quite a lot to spend. It's not the cheapest. So we have to look at what can we spend? What's the risk? All right, we'd have to go and move it. So in this instance, we can take this from here. We can look at gold. We know we've got 8 containers, 8 SCU containers. All right, so we know we can get quite comfortably 6 containers into our ship, right? So we know we can fit in 6 nice and easy. We know they fit. In fact, I would argue we can probably fit in 8, right? Think we can. Can we fit in 8? That's a good question. These are 8 SCUs, so these are big. I know we can do 6 of them. So we can go ahead and buy that. That's 250,000 we're going to spend. All right, let's go ahead and buy that. That's 8 times 6. We're going to spend 250,000 now. That's a lot of money we've just spent to buy that gold. Now, this is at the point where we might end up getting pirated and we need to be very careful. So let's head back. We're making sure there's no one around, making sure we're not being pirated, making sure no one's here. Again, we've got to be very, very careful at this stage. Definitely, we can't get our gun out, so we're okay, but we still need to be careful. We still need to make sure we don't get attacked. No one steals our ship. Nothing bad happens here. So, ramp access, open this up. We're going to chuck this out because we don't want it. So we'll jump in. Now, we're not worried about this in a moment. This is why I said you can leave it behind if you don't want it. Not a problem. All right, we're just going to get rid of it. And we're going to leave it right there for now. No longer our problem. What we're going to do instead, come to here. We've got all of this gold, look. And we've got our SCU container as well. We're going to bring all this up. Now, this is where we've got to be very careful that nothing goes wrong. And we don't lose anything. So, we're just going to chuck this in here. We'll start with this. We'll chuck it in here out the way. And then we're going to pick up these. These are the big ones. And we could have gone for 16s. It would have been easier and less to carry, but... these will go. Sometimes they can be a bit of a challenge, though. So if they are a bit of a challenge, then we'll just do it this way instead. So... okay, push that back. Nice and easy. This one will actually, because this one's not that important, we actually can just stick this one down the side here. That one can just sit there for now. It's okay. All right. Go for the next. This is where someone can steal your ships. You have to be very careful. Okay, we'll put that in. Then we'll just move it back like so. Again, if I had 16s, I could have just thrown them straight in. There we go. I wasn't sure how they would go, but that's fine. That works. Again, these are valuable, right? We know how much these are worth and how much we spent on these. We know how much we've invested into our cargo. So the risk right now to reward, you have to ask yourself, is it really worth the risk to the reward? How much are we going to make out of this? How much have we spent? If our ship gets blown up or we get pirated, we lose 250,000. What are we looking to make? Possibly about 50,000. It's probably better to do a contract, right? All right, let's come in here. Close that up. Oh, gotta be careful, don't kill ourselves. That's it, we're in. Right, so now we're in and we're safe, so that's the main thing. Now we need to head to sell this. So, to sell this, we have to sell it somewhere different. And I want to show you this at the end of this video. I know we're running over a little bit. It's very important that I show you this. So what we're going to do is we're going to head to New Babbage. Okay, it doesn't matter where we go, but we have to go to a planet. To a main planet. And in this instance, I'm going to go to New Babbage. So I'm back up in Microtech. We've done everything that we need to do around Crusader at the moment. We're done here. We don't need to do anything else here. So now we're going to go... We can go to another planet if we want to. We can go somewhere else. Like, we don't have to go back to Microtech. If we wanted to go somewhere else, we could. We could go to Orison, which is near Crusader if we wanted to, in fact. It doesn't matter where we go. But we have to be able to store this. In fact, let's do that. We'll go to Orison. Orison is on the Crusader system. We'll go there instead, sorry. It's just quicker and easier to get to, okay? It's only going to take a minute to get there. All right, so now we know where we're heading. First thing we need to do as we get ready to take off is we need to know, is anybody watching us? Is there anybody here watching us? Are we targeted by anyone? All right. Gears go up. Shields go off. And we are boosting up. We're boosting up because we need to get out of orbit. Right now, we can be attacked at this point. We are now outside the armistice zone. And even though they'll get a... Like, if they kill us, they're gonna brick our ship. Let's head over to OM1 for a second. Right, now let's have a look at where we need to go to. So... Right, Crusader. There's Crusader. It's a gas giant. We're going to head towards this. And it'll take us a second to get there. And then from there, we're going to head down to Orison. Orison is no different to New Babbage on Microtech. So there's Orison. It's in the gas giant. So we haven't been here before in this video series. We're exploring a new planet now. No different. It will leave you 25 kilometers out. We'll head in. Same as before. When we land, we'll go into our hangar. Once we're in our hangar, we're safe. We'll take the gold out. We'll store it. Then we'll go and sell it. And we'll look at where we stand in our profits. So, what have we covered so far in this video series? We went 0 to hero, which was the first video that showed us how to get unlimited armor, unlimited guns, doing bunker runs. So we learned that. Next, we learned how to dogfight. We learned how to do simple merc missions. And also, by the way, the bounty hunter missions are exactly the same. It's FPS. So either dogfighting, so you can do the bounty hunter contracts as well. Then we did hauling contracts, and we looked at how to do hauling contracts. And then after that, we have now just done mining. So this is not a contract, but we've done mining. And now we're doing the second part of this, which is cargo hauling. Now we're doing it on a small scale with the Cutlass Black. You can do it with huge ships where you do thousands and thousands of SCU. You've got that ability if you want to. All right. Don't know what happened there, but we just stopped. So we're just going to head back, carry on. Just wait for that calling to finish. I don't know what happened there. That was a bit weird. Get that to 100% and off we go. And this is where you don't need any bugs or problems. You need to make sure everything goes well here. We should be heading. Yep, we are. We're heading. That's good. Okay, so we've covered all of those parts, all right? We've covered FPS bunker runs. We've covered dogfighting, we've covered hauling, we've covered mining, we've covered independent hauling, not through a contract, but through your own buying and selling. So you can buy and sell at those commodity terminals. So commodity terminals are everywhere. You'll find them in admin buildings, you'll find them on planets and space stations. So those commodity terminals where you can buy and sell. The website, which I've showed you how to use, so you know how to buy and sell and what to look for. That website's an incredible tool. But for a lot of things, you can only sell them in the TDD, the Trade and Development Division. And they are only on planet side. So now as we start to head into the planet side, you need to look at where to land. Now, there's all these different floating planets here. Where do we land? How do you know where to go? Well, the trick when you're landing is you're looking for the lighthouse. The hangar terminal has a lighthouse. And if you look here, you can see it just there. Look, it flashes. That's what we're aiming for. So if you always aim for what flashes, that is going to take you into where you need to go. So this is Orison. This is the floating city. Okay, within the gas giant of Crusader. This is where the Stormwall, you'll find the whales, and there's a whole lot of lore around this. So we've looked at Microtech. We know Microtech, they made the Mobiglast. They're the tech connoisseurs out in the frozen wasteland on the edge of the system. This is Crusader. This is a gas giant, and there's a whole lot of lore around here. There's a whole new place, and actually another player there. So they're heading out in their Hornet, probably a new F7C Hornet, maybe a Mark II, which is just released this week. Maybe they're going out for their flight, but they're heading out as a new player. Now we're in an armistice zone now, so we're safe. So the only thing they can do is ram into us, which we're going to hope they're not going to do. All right, we're going to request landing, which is going to be over here. So as we start to head in, you can kind of see these different pads and hangars. So ours is just opening up there. Okay, heading in nice and slow. Beautiful. Now I believe that we're actually getting in this bit here. There we go, not the top loading one, we're going in a side here. Alright, so we're going to bring down our landing gear. And we're going to come in nice and easy. See the hangar. Now when we get into the hangar, what we want to make sure we do, or what is important, is we've got to get this freight out. So this is the point when you really do not want to crash. Okay? Need to get in here. And then once we're inside, we need to find out where the freight terminal is. There's two of them here. Okay, so we're going to go for this one here. Doesn't matter, they're both the same. But we're going to land the ship. Like so. Open up the back, and we're going to go and get our gear and put our gear inside. So, this is why we always have a multi-tool with us. Makes life a little bit easier. We're going to struggle to get out of there. So, actually, we'll jump out the side. It's absolutely fine. And then we come to the back and we can open the door. And we did park a little bit far away, but that's okay. We're going to grab this, bring it in here. And then we'll just place this down. And remember, we got 6 of these, which is about right. We probably could have messed about with 7, even 8, but did we really want to? I don't know if you remember the problem we had when we tried to play Tetris on the other contract that we had. It was a bit too much. Bearing in mind, this isn't even meant to hold 64, which is currently what's inside it. You've got to think, these are 8 each, right? So 8, 16. 4 of these is 32. Another 16 on top of this. Okay. We'll keep our little box in here as well, because we'll keep that wherever we go. Alright. One more to go. So 48 SCU in total. 50 if you count our 2 SCU that we took. Which is more than the grid space that's offered. It's only 46 offered, I believe. But there we go. Now, it's not safe until we put it down. So we need to drop that cargo. It's now in the warehouse. That is now secured. Our box, we're going to leave that box there. That's safe. So we'll be able to store our ship. That'll be fine. And take a quick run. I say a quick run. Now, we run slow because we're in heavy armor. So what I'm going to do, just to speed up this process just a little bit, is I'm going to come to here. And I'm just going to very quickly dump everything that I'm wearing in here. We don't need it at the moment. Not for what we're doing. Don't need it. There we go. I'm just going to come down to my pants. Just means I can run just a little bit quicker. All the stuff's safe. I don't need to worry about it. Okay. Elevators are not currently working. Oh, there we go. So, August Dunlow Spaceport. This is where we currently are. We don't have to worry. If anything happens now to the game, it doesn't matter because our gear is stored. It is safe. Everything is okay. Only problem is we don't have a spawn point here. Which means that if we died, we'd respawn somewhere else. That's okay. We'd only end up in crew L1. And we could come back down here. It wouldn't take us long to get here. But this is it. Welcome. So this is Crusader. Home of the Whammers. The Whammers Burger. And some cute toys. These are those wows that I was telling you about. So anyway, we're going to the left-hand side here. We're going to go to the Skyway Transit. There's also a rental terminal here, by the way, if you wanted to rent. Option to rent some more ships. You can get into ground racing. If you want to get into competition racing, you can do competition racing as well. So lots and lots of different things you can rent here. Most of them just starter ships or cheap ships that you can play with. Nothing crazy. But there is a C1 Spirit, which is quite a nice ship. You can rent one of those if you want. Lots to play with. Nothing we're interested in right now. Just good to know. If you ever get any fines, again, you can pay them here as you do all the time. Going through the different stations. We're going to go to the elevator. Same as before. It's exactly the same as if you were in New Babbage. These elevators are playing up a little bit, which is a little bit sad. So hopefully this is going to work. The visuals and the aesthetics are different. Sorry, we want the shuttle station. So we're going to go down to the shuttle station. Okay. So the aesthetics are slightly different, but the layout and the concept is the same. You land, you come into the hangars, you go through security, you come to the elevator, it takes you down to the transit, you take the transit to where you need to go. Same process. So in this instance, we've got Providence, which we're not going to. We need to go to the Cloudview Center. Unfortunately, we've just missed the train. We have to wait 52 seconds for the next one. If you were going to do hauling on a larger scale, this is the ship you would use to do it. This is the C2. This is a huge, I think it's 636 SCU capacity in the middle there. It's really designed to take, because the front opens like this and the back opens the same, and you can drive on and drive off. So it's actually for ground vehicles, but it takes a lot. It's a huge, huge ship. For storage. For a long time, this was the absolute go-to hauler's dream, and everybody would aim for it as the ship to get. We've got 7 seconds to go, and you can actually buy those here. There's a place to buy ships where we're going. I'll show you it. All right, so jumping on the train. Here we go. Bit different to the train at Microtech. This one's a floating train or a shuttle, but it's going to do the same thing. This is going to take us to the Habs.
Shuttle will be departing.
Like before, the habitation, the medical center, and also this is the TDD. In most places, there's three places to go. So you've got the Habs, the hangars, and then you've got the other another district. And so in this instance, we're leaving the spaceport here. We're now heading over to the Habs and hangars, the Habs, which is also the medical facility and the TDD. And then the other complex here is industrial, where you can go and buy things like ship parts, or you can do other bits that you need to do. And we're not going to go there, but it is good for you to explore the 4 different planets. We can do different missions here. So if we look, whilst we're waiting, at our contracts, we look at mercenary. Can you see we've got security work assessment? We're back to the very start. That is because we have to do different bunker runs. The bunker runs here is for Crusader. So the MT services isn't available here. We do still have this ship under attack, but everything else, this is Crusader. If you also look, we don't have many hauling contracts. There's a few here. It's all different locations. So you have to understand that different locations have different things that are available. That's the hotel. That's the building we're going for, the Strata Center. That's the medical center. And back there is the where you can buy ships. So what we're going to do here is we're going to run up here, over the bridge. So coming out here, we're going to run round to the right, over this bridge. That's the shuttle that we was just on. We're going to head for this Stratus building. And this is a sign that you're looking for. This is the TDD. Okay, the Trade and Development Division. Every planet has one of these. You have to just figure out where they are. Come inside. And it's a bit like a stock exchange, right? So this is it. And we're looking for these commodity shop terminals. These are slightly different to the last ones. Right, so what was on? It was on 300. We was on 550 before. It was on 550. So looking at Orison, looking at the gold that we're going to sell, max, we're going to make 300. So it was on 550 before. We're now on 615. So there we go. We made... I think, no, we was on... Yeah, it was on 550 before. So there we go. We made about 65k from that run, which isn't bad. But again, there was a lot of risk for it. Well, that's it. I hope that's been valuable for you. I think you've learned a lot at this stage. What we're going to do in the next video is we're going to look how we can take this to the next level. Okay, we're going to look how we can improve this in the next video and how we can take this. So you've made over 500,000 already. Great. Spent a few hours playing this game. In the next video, we're going to take it even further. So tune in for that episode and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.